welcome to my craft table. Today's Hooray It's Thursday is coming to you pre-recorded because I'm at work at the medical centre. So I thought I'd show you our beautiful new set, the Fitting Florets special. Now this is available to demonstrators only currently. However, we do have a great joining special on at the moment. So if you really love this set, you can get it earlier. It becomes available to customers on the 1st of November, but demonstrators can get it early. So if it's something that you really love, now's a great opportunity. You can join and you can get all of these goodies as part of your kit. So the joining special at the moment is currently $169, and instead of the usual $235 worth of product, you will actually get $283 worth of product. So that's an extra $48, which is a bargain. So I always say that the joining kit is the best thing in the catalogue, or the best special in the catalogue. So yeah, it's exceptionally good at the moment. So that finishes at the end of October. So if you'd like the fitting floret, any of the fitting floret products that I'm going to be playing with today, you can get them early. Otherwise, as customers, you need to wait until the 1st of November. But you can put them on as part of your kit for a new demonstrator. So let's get this camera flipped over and let's have a sticky. All right.
Okay, so now I've had to dub over this because I've had some sound issues. I've got our framed florets and our framed floret dies. I love how they match. And I've got the designer series paper that goes with the collection. Okay, there is another set in the collection called the Framed and Festive. I'm just pointing out all the different colours here. In the Fitting Florets designer series paper, we've got Balmy Blue, Blushing Bride, Crushed Curry, Evening Evergreen, Night of Navy, Polished Pink, and Soft Succulent. So lovely group of colours. I've got some pretty ribbon. There's some blends that go with it, ink pads that go with it. So I'm essentially just showing you what you can choose from. Now the beauty of this set is this is all my cardstock and everything. So these are the colours that go with it. The beauty of this set is it's available exclusively to demos at the moment. So if you're not a demonstrator, you have to wait until the 1st of November. If you love this and you need it now, there is also a framed and festive set that goes with it. So there's a Christmas set that the sentiments all fit in those ovals. And there's some gold adhesive back swirls, which I wasn't able to get because they hadn't arrived in Australia at the time I ordered. If you want this set sooner rather than later because you want to make some alternative Christmas cards with it, then you can get it now if you join. There is a joining special. With the joining special, oh, just while I point this out, get a look at that. I love it when they do that. When they pop the dies, cut out some of the images on the designer series paper. There's 8 of those on each of those 2 pieces, so you can actually cut out 8 different ones. They're done in the Polished Pink and the Blushing Bride. All the others can be fussy cut. So sit in front of the telly, get your snips out and have fun. So now I'm just showing you what the other side looks like. The second sides are actually quite nice on the whole packet. This one here, you can actually colour those berries in. They're currently green, but they look really nice. They look really nice done in red. Some of the other demonstrators have done those. You can colour them with your blends, and I actually really like that side. I'm not a pink fan, but I really like that side, and that's the side that we're going to use. Okay. So moving straight through the packet, there's the Balmy Blue flowers. They're rather pretty. And we've got some soft succulent on the back of that. There's some really great background pieces that you can use. Okay, very, very floral piece, that one, but I actually really like the back. That'll work with Christmas as well. So this set is really designed so you can use it for both, for general all celebrations, so birthday, thank you, anything else that you need to send a card for, plus Christmas. Okay, so the designer series paper is while stocks last. The designer series paper is only available until the end of the 4th of January it is. Okay, or while stocks last. Same with the framed and festive set and the gold adhesive back sequins. the stamp set frame florets and the dies, the framed floret dies, will be going through into the new catalogue. Okay, so these are our colours, and I'm thinking that we're going to go with a white card base. Now this is thick basic white. It does work better if you score it. I didn't score it, but you have to sort of force it into submission otherwise. Okay, so when you are burnishing it with your bone folder, it makes it so that it sits flat. Okay, just pop it over there with my envelope, and then I'm going to pick my other colours. Okay, these are all the colours that we've got. All right, and we've got to cut our paper. So our designer series paper, we do need to remember it's a directional print. We want it by, in this case I've done 14.4 by 10 centimeters, which I haven't converted, and it fits just on the front of our cardstock card front, with just a tiny little border all the way around. Okay, because we've got about 0.2 of a mil. Now that is our hearts frame and our inside frame, which is what we need so that we can create our I don't know, our feature, for want of a better word. Okay, so I'm going to bring our cut and emboss machine back in. So just move everything out. I cut all those little bits before, and I did cut out some of the bits of video because this took way too long. So I can even speed some bits of it up, like this one. See, I can really do this really fast now. I can speedy cut and emboss. I am using washi tape, and the reason I'm using washi tape is because I'm not going to let this one move. Okay, those two nestle quite nicely in there. Send it through. Don't actually need to send it through twice. I was just bringing it back to me. And see how we've got all those little hearts, for want of a bit, yeah, little hearts. They make great bits for inside of our shaker cards. So if you decide, because this is a really good set for shaker cards, and it's just that there's so many of them and they're just tiny, and it's a matter of getting them around. So if you needed some embellishment, they would work as well. They just go everywhere. I'm just popping them into a half case stamp set here, a stamp case here, but yeah, save them for later as such. So okay, so I'm just very gently prising off my washi tape. I've been having some issues with it because the air is so moist. Essentially that's what I'm going to be doing, and then I'll have that piece in the middle that I've put in there is going to be basic white. But you can see I've got 3 extra pieces for some other cards. I'm going to use the big happy birthday sentiment. I want, like, I'm just showing you some extra pieces of cards. I actually need to cut the other frame now. So I have done some speeding because I want that frame, I want that in there. Right? This is just a bit of my planning. I decided that I like to be able to see the little white hearts. All right, that doesn't work. Okay, the green just isn't right, but I do want that piece in there. So now I'm going to have to go and cut that piece. Okay, can you see how that's going to work? All right. Sometimes we just need our pieces as maps so that we know what we're up to. So I'll just pop that all aside. We'll grab our cut and emboss machine back again. Okay, it's in and out and in and out today. These, I don't believe that these will fit through the mini. I didn't pull the mini out for them. I decided that it was going to be too, I don't know what my deal is. I'm just keep going backwards and forwards. I decided that I was going to use the big one because then I didn't have to cut my pieces of paper. Alright, so that's the piece I want. So let's get, I might pop that, see, pop that on there, pop, you see it's got like a pretty edge on it. That can go in there, and it fits, so it's just got that little white edge around it, and we'll need a white one as well. So, you know, it's sometimes designing the cards, it just is one of those things where you can have a bit of fun. Now, I was trying to be frugal. I wanted to make sure that my sentiment was going to fit, which I knew it would because they're actually made for it. But I actually wanted to have it pushed up a little bit towards the top. All right, and I just pulled out some of the leaves and some of the flowers because I decided that I potentially wanted some of them as well. And through the power of video, I actually now know I didn't use them. That's all right. There's some really, I feel like I'm going to get a lot of use out of this stamp set. All right, and actually having used it, I really like it. So it's photopolymer stamp set, so you do need a piecing mat. And oh, that's what I do. I clean all of mine when I first get them because they got some protective coating on the photopolymer from the manufacturing process. So I do like to give it a bit of a clean. And I'll just bring in my piecing mat here. Okay, and the reason why I've got that frame on there is so that I can line it up. A couple of decisions to make, and we're going to go with the Night of Navy ink. Because here's one I prepared earlier. I know what I ended up doing. So it's actually the sentiment's really pretty, and the way that it's written, like I like how they've got the two different types of font. I'll just give that one a clean, and then now I'm popping my piecing mat underneath one of the many pieces I have of grid paper there, because see how I've got that word up the top. If I'd done that on my piecing mat, I would end up with polished pink ink all over me, okay, or all over my project, because the piecing mat, it doesn't absorb the ink. All right, we'll do some blushing black. I was going to say blushing bride, but they're not. They're balmy blue flowers, and they didn't work. I didn't end up using them, but you will see what I did. Even though I've been stamping and doing this for a long time, I still don't always end up with what I want. Okay, so let's cut them out. Okay, especially the sentiment. All right, I'll just pop this back in here, get all the little bits off, and find the frame. There it is. So you'll see that I've actually positioned it so my words are a little bit higher, and that's because I want to put my flowers down the bottom. I'm going to cut all these other ones out. I'm not going to use them though. Okay, and through that can go. Alrighty, and there we have it. Okay, so I've just done a bit of creative editing. I'll get all those pieces aside, and I'll just bring in my trimmer because I want that for a beautiful. Now, I did notice that my trimmer was a bit too tall. Okay, so this trimmer is amazing. Personally, if you're just starting out, you actually need the trimmer. Okay, it cuts beautifully within, like, the millimeters that you can cut are amazing. And I was silly though. I did end up using the pair of dodgy scissors that I had, which aren't our snips, and it ended up a little bit crooked, but that's all right. We do what we need to do at the time, don't we? Okay, so I'll just pop those to the side. All right, so we're going to start to pull things together here. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive. I do like our liquid multi-purpose glue. You do need to put it around the inside. Be careful not to put it so that it comes through the hearts, because it will make everything on the other side sticky. Okay, the green would have looked quite nice as well, wouldn't it? But we're going with this patterned pinkish colour here, which is a bit of a mix. It's like a wash, and it's a bit of a mix between the blushing bride and the polished pink. I probably could have got away with doing the dark polished pink in there, but I think that looked alright. Okay, you can see it's starting to come together. looking pretty good if I do say so myself. Let's get one of these flowers. Okay. So it's a matter of picking which ones. And I picked close to the edge because I do like the back of this paper as well. And there's heaps of them to fussy cut. But we're going to send this through the cut and emboss. Okay. This cut and emboss has been on the table so many times this time. And I did it so dodgy. When you're putting down your plates, you've got to put number 1 first, then number 2, and then number 3, which happens to be your, under normal circumstances, your clear plates. Okay. And as you can see, I bodged it up something chronic, and it did not like it one little bit. Okay. So it didn't cut very well. And I learnt my lesson and I sent it back through. Just double check to make sure it was okay and send it back through. And then it still cut dodgy. Not as ideal as I would have liked, but it does cut beautifully. It does cut it very evenly around the edge if you do it properly. Okay, but the way that I was planning on loading this up, you weren't going to be able to tell anyway. Okay, so it's starting to look pretty cool. Now, those little blue flowers, I should have left them little blue flowers, but I didn't. I tried colouring them in. And, well, I only had one colour that wasn't green, and it happened to be polished pink. And oh my gosh, it just was really bright. So we shelved that. So you don't need to watch me colour in these, but it became very, very bright, and I decided that I didn't like it. So can you see what I mean? Like really, really bright, especially in comparison to the other pieces. So yeah, I just went, nah. I still coloured them in, and they looked good. And if I'd got the colour lifter out earlier, I probably could have rescued them, but they just stood out like beyond what I wanted them to. All right. Now, a couple of things you could do. There's lots of different choice in this. I could have just stuck my sentiments straight into that oval there, but I didn't. So now I'm going to pinch one of these flowers. You've got to be really careful when you're pinching these flowers because some of them have got leaves over the top of them, and you don't want to lose a bit of flower. All right. It's I'm not usually one for blue flowers, but I decided that I actually really liked it. That blue flower, the way I'm fussy cutting it, you'll notice the hand that's got my scissors in it doesn't move, only the other hand does. Okay, I think I've told you that many times before, but always good to be reminded, as we say, and you'll have to hold your tongue in the right spot. Okay, so I was fairly quiet. Now, this designer series paper is pretty, and it's only available while stocks last. If you're a demonstrator, you can get a pack now. If you're a customer, you have to wait until the 1st of November. If you would like to join, you can join my UniQ Crafters team, and you can get yours now. I'll pop you'll notice that the codes for this paper are actually in the comments below or above, depending on where you're looking at the video. And you can actually get these bits. You can get all the pieces from this collection as part of your demonstrator kit, if that's what you want to do. Right, so I popped some dimensionals under my sentiment piece, my white oval. Just got to get it lined up correctly, okay? And then we're going to pop that on there. Right, so I decided where I wanted it and where I was going to put my dimensionals. And in my haste, my very clever haste there, when I turn it back over, I stuck it in the wrong spot. So my dimensionals had to sit off the white oval. So we just turned it around and off we went. Found my blue flower, it was going to go there. Just had to make sure it was in the right direction. Okay, and you know, I've already cut some soft succulent leaves, but you know what, they don't need to be soft succulent, so you can colour them in with the blends. So I'm going to colour them in with the Evening Evergreen. Make sure you get the paintbrushy end because it works better. Okay, right. Pop that one in there, and then this leaf's going in a different direction. Just so that it's sort of, I don't know, it made it pop up a bit more. Right. I have to work around my dimensionals that are under there, so I actually gave that up as a bad joke as well. Stick that one up there. Okay, just like that. So it's a pretty little cluster of flowers. Right, where was I? If you really like this set, you can get it now as a demonstrator. If you really like this set and you're not a demonstrator, you can join. There will be a link in the comments or in the description so that you'll actually be able to just click that link so that you can join and you can get all these different pieces, okay, as part of your kit. I'll list them with the codes. The Framed and Festive, I haven't got a picture of that for you. Okay, you just got to trust me, it's got some really nice sentiments in it. If you're not real sure, you can wait and then you can get it as part of your first order. If you were to join now, you would be what we call current until April next year. Okay, so you'll be able to get a discount until then, and then depending on what your how much you spend or what your how much you save, it depends on how you want to put it. If you sell some of the products to some people, then you're actually going to get some commission. If you purchase your own, you're going to save money. So it depends on what you're shopping for. So if you're shopping to save money, yeah, I should have put that underneath, shouldn't I? Yeah, hindsight's a beautiful thing. Yeah, there's two different types of demonstrators. One of them's someone that's willing to build a team, and other people are shopping for themselves so that they can save some money. So depending on what you're looking for, depends on which way you'd like me to help you. So I'm more than happy to answer questions. Okay, I'm just trimming off some of the edge of my dimensionals because I wanted to pop that up a bit. So there's actually 3 layers now on this card, and I usually only do 2, but this one needed 3. Okay, it's actually worked out quite pretty, and you've got to stand up. I had to stand up to do that bit to make sure I got it in the right spot. Okay, now these little sequins, oh, they were fun. But yeah, anyway, so if you're wanting to join to save some money, then that's fine. If you want to join to make some money, that's also fine. Just let me know and we can work it out for you. Okay, so I'm just going to pop, this is something I do sometimes with my sequins because I don't necessarily want, Siri was talking to me, I don't necessarily want a lot of adhesive because this adhesive, the multi-purpose glue, if you're using it and you get it on your card and it's not covered up, it becomes tacky and it will attract dirt, but it will also stick to your envelope. So the person that you give your card to won't be able to get it out. Okay. So the sequins come in a set of 3. So there's a pink set, a blue set, and a green set, and yeah, you can use any of them. They're great for shaker cards. I think I'll have to make a shaker card out of one of these. But I'm just going to pop some sequins because we always need a little bit of bling. And since I finished the card, I've thought how nice it would be if it had some, oh, what's it called? Some Wink of Stella on it. Okay, so I'm just popping the sequins. That one didn't want to play nice. I'll tell you that now. I'm just popping the sequins, the bottom of them into the adhesive, and then I'm trying to stick them on, but in the end I gave up and I stuck a little bit of glue on. If you've got a new bottle of glue, it's hard because you end up with big blobs, and it was really important that we didn't end up with a big blob. Okay, it really didn't want to play nice, so we just gave it up. I just picked up another one. The take your pick tool is so much better because it's got the putty on the end, and I could use the putty, but as I've said before, it's on the other table somewhere. Now we need the inside. Okay, so I really liked how that blue flower had a navy outside, so that's what I decided to do. Then I remembered that I don't have any balmy blue Stampin' blends because they're not available in that colour. So I had to do my polished pink ones again. But the beauty about the polished pink ones, this will just, don't mind the top of my head, you just had to sit right. Okay, and I think I'm going to do it again. The polished pink, where if you mute it down a little bit with the colour lifter, then it actually looks better. Okay, so I'll just grab the colour lifter from the other table. Actually, no, I won't. I haven't got the colour lifter. I don't know what I'm saying. Don't mind me. Colour the flowers in the colour that you want. Okay, I'm not colouring them in completely because I will grab the colour lifter and I will push the ink around a bit. Okay, so a little bit of dark, excuse me, a little bit of light. Okay. Let's grab that colour lifter. Okay, so I'm just using the end of it to shove the ink around or ink down so it mutes it a little bit. And I'm pushing it out to the outer edges of the petals because I didn't completely colour them in. So a little bit, almost like watercolour-y looking. Alright, pop a little bit more pink on there. The polished pink is a pretty colour, but those blends definitely don't look like the, we'll leave the envelope because they go through. So I don't normally put a white inner in a white card. Because it doesn't need to, you can stamp straight into it. However, when I'm using blends, I do. Okay, I'll just shove those ones around. There's a pointy tip like a pen tip, and there's also a brush tip, depending on what you want to, how you want to move your ink. Okay, I'm going to leave the envelope. See what I mean? Even on the thick basic white, it goes through. You could even put that in there, but I'm not going to. Okay, I'll save that one for another day. Alright, there's a very pretty sentiment in here. It says, for a special person on a special day. Which, yeah. Now, did you see what I just did then? I didn't wash it. So that was my way of clearing the stuff off the front of it. Okay, so we'll just pop this in here. Not the stuff off the front. The stuff that's on it when you get it from the manufacturer. Okay, so there is my card that goes with my framed Florets stamp set. And look, I hope that you've enjoyed this. It's a really pretty set, okay? And it's one that I think will be well used and well loved by a lot of people. Get yours now as a demonstrator, or you're going to have to wait until the 1st of November. Okay? Pop me a message if you need any more information. I'll catch you all later. Okay, if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button below. And thank you for watching.